I'm standing here in the studio with Selina Zettel and Sebastian Köhler. Both are product managers at Balluff. And the two of them will introduce us Balluff's Easy Tool ID system. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Steffen, and welcome to our session. Yeah, like Steffen just said, we would like to introduce Easy Tool ID 2.0 to you, and we will explain the main features and also how the system can support you in the daily tool management. And we'll also shortly present a live demo. So let's start.
Yeah, before we take a deep dive into our system, I first would like to tell you why we decided to develop a system like that and why we think it's necessary. Today, many of our customers still handle their tool data very manually, meaning if a tool is prepared for production, they measure it inside a presetter and all the data is printed out on a label. This label then travels with the tool to the production and to the machine tool, where the machine tool operator has to enter all the data by hand. This bears a couple of risks. First of all, the big risk of a wrong data entry. This can cause serious damage to your tool. It can cause serious damage to your material, or even worse, it can damage your machine, meaning it will cost a lot of money to replace it. It also, with a manual data handling, you can't really track the tool live. So you won't be aware of the tool wear, and therefore you will never really be able to do serious tool management. Usually a digital solution is much better, but to integrate such a solution into a tool machine to retrofit is usually very costly and it takes a lot of effort. That's why we decided to create Easy Tool ID, and Selina will give you now a little tour.
Yeah, so Easy Tool ID is an easy entry solution into digital tool management. And instead of writing the information on a paper, we store the information with RFID. And also, we transfer the information automatically to the machine, so there's no manual entry needed anymore. I'll explain to you with the help of our exhibit. The right-hand side is the machine. Also, in this surface, we can see a simulation of the machine control. And the other side of our exhibit is all about the Easy Tool ID system. So first of all, we need a data carrier. It is placed on here on the tool holder. On this data carrier, we store all the relevant information, such as the tool life. And we also need the opposite part, which is the read-write head. We can see that over here. And we also need the processor unit. So now we have all the RFID components. But we still want to transfer the information to this machine control automatically. And for that, we use the panel PC over here, which is called the Easy Tool ID controller. With the help of this controller, we can transfer the information to the machine control via a USB interface. And also, the panel PC acts like a virtual keyboard. That's how it works. And we still need to tell our Easy Tool ID system how it should transfer the information over here and in which field the information should be written. And for that, we need the configuration software. In this software, we digitize every single step that the machine operator would usually do by hand. And Sebastian will now show you how this works.
Okay, so let's jump into the software. Easy Tool ID is called Easy for a reason. We have created this configuration software which basically runs on the controller itself, so there's no extra software needed to be installed. You can access it via Ethernet connection and just open your browser, type in the IP address, and you're basically there. Within the configuration software, we work with tabs, so you can, every function that you create within Easy Tool ID is hidden behind a tab, so you can easily just create a new tab, call it Load Tool. And this tab basically appears as a button on the display later as soon as you refresh the display. Within every tab you can create several plans, and these plans are basically the foundation for the functionality of the EasyTool system. And within each plan you can create now the steps, which is basically the sequence that our system needs to perform in order to enter the information into the HMI of the machine tool. So you have several options. You can add a keyboard step, a data step, a delay step, or an input step. By adding a keyboard step, a whole keyboard appears, and now you can choose any kind of combination, any kind of button that you wish the system to perform on the HMI of the control. I was just choosing the enter button. Now I can also choose a data step. Data step is basically all the information that is stored on the RFID chip that is stored by the presetter. With this data step, you just add it, and therefore our system would perform now pressing an enter button, entering the data, the basic data identification number into the machine tool, and I can just add another keyboard step like enter, and this is the whole sequence. So every time I push this button now on our EasyTool controller, our system would perform exactly this sequence. It would push the enter button in the HMI, it would enter the identification number, and it would push the enter button again. Selina will show you now how it works in real life.
Yeah, so we want to show you on here. So we want to use this tool in our machine now, and like Sebastian just did, there is the button for load tool. So we now want to do that, and for that we will push the load tool button. All the steps and plans behind will work out, and you will see on the surface over there how the cursor is going through the lines, and it will write in the information. So you can see it's typing in all the information, and it's done. So the machine operator is now ready to use this tool in his machine, and he can start. Now we want to do this all backwards, so if he's done with this tool and he wants to unload it again, we want to update tool life. And for that, we put the tool back here and we click the unload tool button, and then he's asking for the new tool life number, which we can now enter. And as I confirm the enter button, the information will be written back to the data carrier. All right, so all the information is up to date. This tool can go back into the warehouse, and as soon as the next machine operator uses this tool, everything is up to date. And we also have all the tools in the warehouse here, and beforehand we had the information on the paper, but we might still want to know what's on it. And that's why we always can take the tool and again put it in front of the read-write head, and we always can visualize the information with the panel PC. We click Show Tool Data, and everything is visualized on here. So we still have the opportunity to see what's written on the data carrier and what the tool information is. So yeah, you can see the panels, the buttons on the panel are quite flexible to create. You can specify each individual step and plan you want to have behind it and just adjust it to your needs. I'll hand over to Sebastian again.
Okay, so let's have a look again at the main benefits of our systems, why you should choose EasyTool. First of all, it helps you to reduce the setup time and wrong entries tremendously, because of course we transfer all the information automatically from the RFID tag straight into the control of the machine. You're still able to have a look at all the data. Even though you don't use a label anymore, you can still access the data with our panel. We help you by writing back the tool live to optimize your tool utilization. And as you saw now in this brief introduction, it's very easy to retrofit your machine tools with the system.
Yeah, so we hope we could give you a good introduction into Easy Tool ID, and we hope that paper belongs to the past for you soon, and that you start saving and processing your data in a safe and secure way. Yeah, we will be happy to talk to you to your individual requirements later on. We will be available in the meeting room, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, Selina. Thank you, Sebastian. That was a really interesting session about how easy it can be without any paper anymore. So let's see if there are some questions in our live chat. Up to now, there are no questions. If you have any questions, please feel free just to type them in now, and we will see what's going on. So I have some questions for you. Are there any prerequisites to use that system that you just showed here?
Yes, of course, definitely. You do need a presetter, which is equipped with RFID technology, because the information needs to be stored on the tag in order for our system to process that. And you do need to have some sort of data mapping, which basically describes in what kind of information in what kind of format the information is stored on the RFID tag. Those are the prerequisites you need. And a USB connection definitely at the machine.
Okay. And if I have all that, if I have the USB connection and if I have the presetter with RFID, do I need anything else, or does it work with any machine then?
It works with any machine as long as you can connect an external USB keyboard, and then it's possible to connect Easy Tool ID too.
Okay, that sounds great. So do I have to do the implementation that you showed us? Do I have to do all that by myself?
You can do it by yourself. It's quite simple. So usually it's possible to do it yourself, but of course we're happy to help with that.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Selina. Thank you, Sebastian. I think you all saw that it can be quite easy and fast to work with Easy Tool ID 2.0, and hopefully you can get rid of that additional paperwork. Thank you all for watching. We will have a short break and we will be right back. Thank you.